Hey there YouTube, Elite Legionario here, bringing you a 2v2 for Rome 2. I'll be joined by Monlith, who's a fellow commentator, so I'll link his channel for this. And we're both going Royal Cav heavy factions. He's using the Massagetae, and I'm using Parthia. Our opponent's going on the pike heavy factions. They're using Seleucids and Macedon, so we have to be very careful about what we do here. This is the Atheni map, which I quite like. It's got the scenic sights and everything. So anyway, Parthia, in my opinion, is a really good faction at the moment. The Cataphracts are fantastic, and you know, they can skirmish well, but they can really dish out the punishment. And I wanted to join in the fun. So 6 units of Royal Cataphracts with either one or two upgrades, so they're really beastly. I've got 2 Indian elephants. I've got 2 camel archers, and I've got 2 Parthian swordsmen and 3 eastern slingers. I didn't want to go without missiles, just in case. I don't really like horse archers in Rome 2 that much, although the camel archers are very efficient. Basically what they're there to do is they can skirmish quite well, but they can also help you win a cavalry fight really quickly by scaring the enemy horses. So anyway, Monlith's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steep horse archers. Up here he's got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think it's 8 Saka Cataphracts, and they're actually just ever so slightly better than my Royal Cataphracts, but it's very slight, and they're about 30 talents more expensive, so we've both got extremely good cavalry, needless to say. So let's start with Macedon. He's got 4 units of companion cavalry. He's got 2 units of mercenary Cretan archers. Then he's got 1, 2, 3, 4-foot companions. 7-foot companions. So very powerful infantry corps, pretty solid cavalry corps, and some very good missiles. However, his cavalry's not going to compete. The Seleucid player has 2 units I'm thinking of Romans, Syrian horse archers. He has 3 units of Seleucid pikemen, a shield bearer, another shield bearer here, royal peltist, 2 royal peltists, a pikeman out here, and 1 thorax sword and a Theros spear, and I think he's got 2 of these dudes, 2 Indian armored elephants. But as you can, I'm not really all that concerned. Oh, and also you got Hellenic Royal Cataphract. So over here we were just trying to chase stuff down. I kind of wasted trample with these 3 units. It was a bit of a pain, but it won't matter too much. So now we're trying to use flaming arrows on these armored elephants to run them amok. Yes, Monlith just got them there and he put them amok, and I was just coming along to assist him. But anyway, we're going to withdraw back here. Here's a perfect example of the terrible skirmish mode on Rome 2. These guys didn't even try and move when they got charged by those cataphracts, so that's really bad. And Monlith was pretty annoyed about that, which I completely understand. That's the problem. Skirmish mode is really stupid in Rome 2. They don't often move. They either move at all the wrong times, or they don't move at all. And quite often it's worse with horse archers. So Monlith loses that horse archer unit quite badly. However, this unit's completely out of control now, so we're just going to take it out piecemeal. So my slings are kind of shooting it up with very little effect, so I'll be withdrawing from this fight, or I should have been. See, they're on skirmish mode as well, didn't even attempt to move, you see, so you got to individually micro everything. They need to fix that. That's really annoying. So I lose that guy, but I'm going to try and kill this unit, because it's just going to continue to be a problem while it's around our lines like this. So I'm just going to put the fire arrows down. I probably should just swap to regular arrows, I think. But look at that. Oh, its tail's on fire. But here we go. We're starting to put pressure on, get my slings into it. I really wish I had the kind of peltist right now, because I'm much better at this. I think what I'm going to do though is I'm going to charge my infantry in, so I can use. I think these guys have got javelins. I might be wrong though. So I'm going to try and throw my slings back, because I want to try and outrange those Syrian archers, because they could do damage otherwise. So anyway, I could probably do a real hard hitting charge on these cataphracts, but I don't want to waste any of those. So I'm just going to keep using my guys here, just try and thin their numbers out. I think, yes, they just came back into his control, but I don't know if he noticed it. So, do they... Okay, I didn't decide to do that. But anyway, there you go. Just steady missile fire, and I do get rid of these irritating elephants. So there's one of them down. So elephants are very, very powerful, but at the same time, he's quite easy to deal with. They're much better balanced than they were in Rome 1, I think. A lot more fun to use. I think it's fair to use them now in battles without them being a nuisance like they were in Rome 1. So anyway, Monlith and his Sarka cataphracts run at these Macedonian cav, which would have easily beaten them, but they pull back. So here comes the other elephant, so we might have to repeat the process of dealing with that. I'm keeping my Indian elephants very far away from my regular elephants very far away from them. If these were African elephants, I would be right the hell away from them because I'd just lose it easily. But I would still lose this fight against them because if we actually look at the stats, what have these guys got? 780 health. These guys got 930, so I'm sure I'd almost definitely lose that fight. And I want to use them in conjunction with my cataphracts because the morale damage with cataphracts with trample and then elephants with trample is really phenomenal. You can really seriously inflict some enormous casualties with them. But anyway, they're going to kind of use the shore to anchor them. So the plan is for us to drive them into the sea. And they're again going with a relative box-like formation, which is something I'm seeing a great deal on Rome too at the moment. But again, as always with the box, you should never spread your forces out to face it at every angle. Always distribute your forces into the weakest point and try and overpower it and then break inside the box. A smart player won't let you do that though, but then again most smart players won't, or experienced players won't generally go to the box unless it's an absolute last resort. So, not that I'm trying to insult these guys, they're not really informed of box anyway, they're actually this is quite a smart move because it's making it very impossible for us to outflank, so we have to go head on, which is smart because we'd lose a head on. So these Hellenic cataphracts are kind of annoying, so I've got my own royals right there. And I was trying to hit the elephants, believe it or not. For some reason it shot the cataphracts, but the fire arrows do quite, I don't know if they get anyone. They are tired, however. Yeah, I got one guy there. Fire arrows seem to be okay against them. But apparently the fire arrows are supposed to do extra damage, but I don't know whether they actually do. But I'm trying to get rid of the elephants, we'll run them amok. Obviously the camels can't fire while retreating. As you can see, my slings have got his archers into range, and that's why I brought them, so I could use their range. I think slings are very efficient. So here I put my Parthian swordsmen in. I just want to hold them up and then swamp them, and then I'll just pump them full of missile fire. Over here, nothing much is happening. So it's just me dealing with these guys. Here I get the royal cataphracts into his Hellenic cataphracts, but he does bring in some shield bearers to assist, so I'm going to have to pull in some support or get out of this, although I don't think I can. Do I get out of it? I'm taking too long here. Here's my subpar micromanagement coming in. And then as the elephants come in, and I'm sure I tried to get out of this. I must have forgot. Anyway, Monlith sends some dudes to run down these archers, so let's do that. And yeah, I must have completely not noticed that. I'm sure, how did I not notice that? It doesn't really matter, I'm still kicking a lot of ass anyway. So I bring in my own Parthian swordsmen. They're a pretty rubbish unit, but they can play a good stalling role and support roles. So his elephants are about to die, and so is Silver Shield Pikemen, which were not in formation. That's why I lasted so long, and of course those Sarka cataphracts assist. Now in a moment, Monlith's game for him crashed, one of Rome 2's many crashes, and it crashed on him, so I was left with a horrible AI controlling his army, and you're going to know the moment the AI takes over his army for him by what these cataphracts do, and it's just shocking. So I lost only 2 cataphracts in that tussle, so yeah, it's not too bad, but it's some bad micro, I completely forgot about him. So I was trying to get rid of this remaining elephant because it's still just a pain. It was a nuisance rather. But in a moment, Monlith will drop. He's been using the heavy shot against these Silver Shield Pikemen. Look at that, even from the front, they've lost nearly 30 men. Very, very handy. But at the moment, Monlith dropped from the game, and you'll know the moment it happens by what the AI does once it gets his army. But I know, if I don't support the AI when it makes its attack, I'm just going to be fighting 2 armies on my own, so it dictates my actions as well as these guys. So he's still in control as of now because he's still skirmishing and just thinning out units, and as you can see he's having quite a lot of success actually, which is good. However, this unit does start to break up. He must have got too close to those Cretians. The Cantabria Encircle is very handy to have. It's good that they've introduced that. So I'm still using my Camel Archers. They did very well in this fight. So here was where we were thinking, right, let's just, me come from this way, Monlith from this way, and let's just sandwich the Seleucid player who's breaking ranks. And we were about to implement this when Monlith crashed, which was really unfortunate because this would have been a great way to single these out. Because I got the impression this guy was relatively inexperienced with total war tactics, or at least Rome style tactics, or this ancient period style tactics. Because he was quite rash, I guess you'd say, with some of the things he tried to do here. Letting this gap appear in their lines, not a good move. I mean, it's easy for us to exploit it. However, his Macedonian ally is aware of it, so he leaves it. Now here is, I think, this is where the AI took over Monlith's army after he dropped. Now you watch this, okay? Here's 2 units of Sarka Cataphracts, right? 3 of them. And where are they going? Straight. Okay, they're not. Interesting. No, I think it was where they took over. Yep, this is where they took over. Straight, 100% into these pikes. I could not. I was like, oh man, we're screwed. So what I do is I take my opportunity and spend my 3 cataphracts around here to try and slink them around behind the Macedonian line and sandwich them while these Sarka cataphracts are holding them. Amazingly, it stays kind of out of range, so they survive there for a very long time. I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to go round the Seleucid and try and free him up basically. Over here he's charged these companions. That's not such a bad thing because these cataphracts will defeat them pretty solidly. I'm going to bring my elephants in a moment to assist. They're going to need that morale damage to assist. So stunningly, these Sarka cataphracts are holding. I have no idea how. It must be just because they're kind of not actually engaging. So I bring my cataphracts around with the hope I might be able to sandwich and free them up, or do so over here. I bring my other cataphracts around, so I'll be able to get my cataphracts into their lines. Here I see quite a lot of these Seleucid units are not in any sort of formation, and they're kind of, I got their flank. So I'm going to charge in and try and sandwich them. For some reason one of them went to diamond formation. I did not want to do that. And I see my elephants over here to quickly just, help get this battle over with so I can free up these Sarka cataphracts. I'm really a little worried though because I'm working with an AI now, which, as you know, is usually very terrible. So I'm sending elephants in here just to get this to break much sooner. Basically, their morale effects will be very useful here. Alright, so my cataphracts are doing quite reasonable. I've caught these silver shield pikemen out of formation. However, I don't want to. You never want to let cataphracts stay in a bogged down state. So I'm withdrawing them and trying to get charges out of them. Basically, as you can see, a lot of these guys are starting to rout. I'm constantly putting fire down with my camel archers, which I've switched to regular shot, or it might be whistling shot actually. So I think they've got whistling shot. So over here, I don't know what happened. But those Macedonian units apparently broke. That's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. Actually, no, he pulled them off. That's why. And as you can see, my guys are hemmed up in here. I'm stuck, so this is not a good place to be. So I decided to pull my elephants out and go around. And I've got my cataphracts here, and I'm sending them around, and my horse archers around to get flank shot. So, I mean, I was still very surprised we were in this still. But a lot of these infantry are not in formation, so it's very fortunate that didn't happen for us. But regroup my royal cataphracts, and I'm sending them around. I think, yeah, here's a good rear charge, I think. Okay, you might turn them around in time, actually, that's a bad thing. I pulled my elephants out though, so I can reuse them. As you can see, most of their units are starting to go. However, I haven't done the best work with my cataphracts there. It's quite, you know, when you get into big sort of clustered things like that, it's hard to keep track of everything. And it's very hard to get units to disengage. So I don't even know if I was aware of that until far too late. And I think I lost this cataphract. But I'm not worried too much about that because I've got my LEs coming in right now. And I'm bringing in my slingers. I think they were trying to aim at stuff and they go straight in. But so many of these guys are not in formation, so it's not really a big deal. And now come the Indian armoured, well, not the armoured elephants, just regular elephants, and they'll run through as men, and the morale shock will be quite severe. And over here, trying to scoot around these guys, but I kind of get the side. Not a very good piece of micro. So as you can see, my micro needs quite a bit of work because it's just not up to standard. But it's here at this stage, at the last of the units, just as general, that's surviving. Will break very, very soon under all this harassment. So there you go. We managed to pull a victory off, myself and Monlith 0.5. Because it was teamwork with the AI there. But I mean, if you got it, if that happens to you guys, it's pretty frustrating. And amazingly, the most kills went to the AI. I have no idea how it survived. I guess it's just those Sarkid cataphracts of monsters. He got about 1,000 kills. I got about 960, so just slightly under him. And the other two guys got about 500 to 600 each. And the cataphract's got a lot of kills. As did the camels for me. Can't show you the statistics, it doesn't let you for some reason. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed that one. It was very interesting and it was kind of all up in the air there for a while for what the AI did, but it was very strange. I'd imagine the other two guys were kind of annoyed and I would understand why, considering what the AI did. But anyway, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon next time.